Welcome to episode 9. This episode's going to be about some mold remediation, taking a look at our crawl space issues for the first time, at least getting under them and seeing them well, and then lifting up the house for the first time, and testing out my method to lifting and seeing how that works. So let's get into it. Also, I'm sick, and some of the voiceovers throughout the video are also going to sound like I'm sick. Sorry about that. Okay. So we just cut into the floor for the first time. Yeah, I forgot my flashlight. Take your flashlight. Yeah. Just to see what we got going on. This was all rotten. I basically caved in this whole section. Let's see what we can see down here. Definitely a lot of just debris that's fallen on it. That's not great. So this is our sill plate, which is all but rotted away, like we were told. And this outside board is also gone. Those are the two things that need replaced. And then also the bottom of this wall. You can see my siding.
I can see outside.
You can see outside right there. And then this is the sealer or vapor barrier that separates the board from the foundation that should keep this from happening, but it obviously is not. So that's our first look in here. We might cut up more and see what else we see. Alright, we need another crawl space entrance. So here we go.
I purposely measured these half on two of the joists. This is going to be a permanent crawl space entrance. The other one is completely on the other end of the house, and it's a nightmare to crawl all the way over here. This is it's going to be a guest bedroom closet. So I'm going to cut this nice. Maybe I'll replace the top piece, and then I'll put flooring or carpet or whatever on it. But this will remain a permanent crawl space. That's why I'm like using my little reciprocating tool here and trying to make a decent hole. Because this one will actually stay and won't get patched later. I'll just put the same boards back down.
Alright, as you've probably already seen from earlier clips, we have a big mold problem as well as our structural problem over there. So before we really get into taking everything apart, I want to spray all the mold, because once we start cutting and just being down there, all the mold spores are going to go all over the place. So I want to spray first. But now, we're in the bathroom, and I want to just test it out. See, behind this cabinet, we had some moisture and some mold. So we'll test it out here. This is the RMR 86 Pro. Seen lots of videos about it just dissolving mold. We'll see if it works. This one you don't mix, it's just a gallon of straight solution. So we'll put this in our sprayer. Let's sweep up, see how well this works. And my sprayer pretty tight after that. Kinda. Definitely lighter. Alright, it definitely works some. It's definitely all a lot lighter. It didn't really dissolve some of this really thick stuff. And it says on the bottle that it could take 2 or 3 treatments for really thick mold. But it definitely works. Next the crawl space. Woo. Nice. I guess this is my lighthouse. Alright, show me light. Ugh. Oh, it's very, it's much drier down here. It's so much drier. It's like dusty down here. I like it. Like keep it back storage. That should be fun. Oh, it's so much drier down here. That's great. Oh, okay. Let me get a nice shot of all this mess. So, this is a lot of the reason we're down here. You can see this is one thing. This beam is like rotten into the shim. So this beam will need supported. And then this must be a piece of sill plate or rim joist, one of the two. But none of this wood should be down here. But we can move back farther and get the sprayer.
Upon further review, it's definitely the floor joist that's right behind it.
It is. It's surprisingly dry down here. We'll see if it gets worse as we go to the end. I think it might. Yeah, it looks like it. A little bit, not horribly. Yeah. That should be good. It's a little more moist, but not horrible. All right. So let's see what it does to that. It's dissolving it pretty good. It's pretty neat. Damn, that's cool as hell. It like makes the wood vibrant again too. Huh. That's magic. That's pretty cool. Alright. There you go.
look right here. You can see pretty clearly just when I stopped spraying, that's where I was. It all looked like this. Just a little bit of mold and it's faded. It brings it back nice and vibrant. That's pretty impressive. Look at it good. Alright. So, we're at the far, I guess what would that be? The southeast corner of the house. This is actually the corner where Austin fell through the floor. See the hole right there? This is probably the worst joist that I've seen. But yeah, I haven't been all the way over here to see this damage yet. It's not good.
So this hose was leaking. We already obviously cut it off. We actually cut it off down here and just put this valve on here for now. It's almost winter, so I'll actually probably just leave it dead-ended at this valve for now and then replace that spigot in the spring. Okay, we're gonna start our lifting the house project. This is my idea it's probably a little overkill.
Turns out to not be overkill, but we'll see that in a future video.
But I want to make like a temporary beam to use to lift. So I'm just gonna put 3 2x4s together and nail them. And then I'm gonna put this 2x8, I believe, just in the center. And then this is what we use to actually put the jack on. So this will actually be flipped the other way and up against the joist. So we'll just, let's go. Alright. And then we'll put it in there. The jack will go right here, and then we can push up on the floor. So, now that I'm really studying this, and I may have already taken a clip of this, I'm not sure. But you can see where they've put a new little piece of sill, just maybe 4 feet. It only covers these 3 joists. And then there's this little chunk here on an angle. And then we go back to the rotten sill. So like this one is sitting on a little chunk, but then you can see this one right here. That should be 1.5 inches higher and sitting on the sill plate, but it's just sitting on the foundation. And then the next one is probably more than 1.5 inches down. So what we're gonna do next is use the little beam we just made and try to jack this up. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way. But try to jack an 8-foot section up and see what happens.
Alright, this is going to be my first attempt at using my little beam and actually lifting something. You can see at the start I was struggling just getting the heights right. I got better at judging this, and then sometimes would like measure it out with my hand or another board. Just got to get the height right so the jack's close when I get started. And then here in a second I'll get my height right. I'm actually handing my fiance up my phone. I kept forgetting to leave my phone in my pocket, and then it would fall out of my suit. And I'm surprised I haven't broken this thing at this point, honestly. And then I can struggle to lift this beam up. Some foreshadowing, I end up having to make a bigger beam. I kind of hinted at that earlier, which is way harder to lift. So honestly, this wasn't that bad. I just kind of used my leg to prop up one side and then lift the other side up, as you can see. I wish I had a better angle. I'm sorry. I'm by myself down here right now. But once I get some pressure on it, I can really adjust it. So now I'm just taking up all the slack. The side towards where my head is actually way higher because that's where they already patched. So it hits over there, and then I had to like go up a bunch. You can see I'm already like 3 inches of the jack right here. And then I'm just using this hammer to make sure it's aligned. Once I got some pressure on it, I would use the hammer to just get it aligned right. I just want to make sure it's lifting straight up and down. My biggest fear, and I got pretty scary close to it a couple times, is the jack like buckling in on itself and shooting out. It definitely has plenty of strength lifting up, so that won't be a problem, but it falling out from under it's the biggest chance of failure.
Alright. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear me, but you can see over there, I'll get a little closer. So that one actually was sitting on the thing. So these where they're actually supported, we're not picking up yet. But over here you can see it. I'll back it up a little more. You can see it lift up. Seems like it's holding just fine. But we are lifting for sure. Probably lifted about 1 inch right there. We definitely need to go more though. Okay.
Alright, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. This will be the end of the video. Next video, we're gonna dive deeper into our problems. Stuff gets a whole lot worse from here. Things get a lot more interesting. So stay tuned to next week's video. I'm gonna keep trying to release videos Friday at 3 o'clock. I'm pretty late on this one. It's actually Thursday night right now. But I'll try to keep up with it.